Welcome to Autoscope, the place where engines roar, legends rise, and history gets behind the wheel. This isn't just another car video. This is where we go deeper, drive harder, and uncover the soul of machines that changed the world. It was never just about speed, it was revenge. The year was 1966, and in the heart of Europe, the Americans arrived in not with apologies, but with a mission: beat Ferrari at their own game. And the machine they brought with them, the Ford GT40. This is the story of one of the greatest motorsport upsets in history, a tale of broken deals, corporate warfare, midnight engineering, and four screaming V8s dominating Le Mans like never before. Tease a broken bar is the legend of the 1966 Ford GT40. Before the GT40 ever hit the tarmac, there was betrayal. In the early 1960s, Henry Ford too had a vision. He wanted Ford to win at Le Mans, and not just for the glory, but to change the image of the Ford Motor Company. So what did he do? He tried to buy Ferrari. At the time, Enzo Ferrari was winning everything. Le Mans was his backyard. Ford offered millions, of papers were signed, suits were shaken, but in a last-minute twist, Enzo backed out. Why? Because Ford wanted control over Ferrari's racing division. Enzo refused. It wasn't just a number, it was a slap in the face. And Henry Ford too didn't take it lightly. He said 7 words that launched one of the greatest rivalries in motorsport history: "We're going to beat his ass at Le Mans." To do the impossible, Ford needed more than muscle. They needed brilliance. Enter Carroll Shelby, a Texan with attitude and the mind of a racer. He had already built the AC Cobra, and Ford trusted him with their baby. Shelby took over development after the GT40's early failures in 1964 and 1965. The GT40's name was simple: GT for Grand Touring, and 40 for the 40-inch height of its roof line. It wasn't built for comfort, it was a missile, disguised as a car. Under the hood, a 7.0-liter V8 that roared like thunder and screamed past 200 miles per hour. Its wide stance, low-slung body, and menacing look made it seem like it didn't just want to win, it wanted to humiliate. Ford poured millions into it. Engineers worked around the clock, and by 1966, they were ready. The stage was set. Le Mans, June 18, 1966. Ford brought not one, but a GT40S. Ferrari had fewer cars but years of dominance behind them. The world watched. The engine screamed. Dan Gurney, Ken Miles, Bruce McLaren, Denny Hume. These weren't just drivers, they were gladiators. And Ferrari, they cracked. One by one, their cars fell apart. The GT40S didn't just win, they destroyed. First, second, and third place, a clean American sweep. The Italian dynasty had fallen, but even in victory, there was heartbreak. Ken Miles, perhaps the soul of the GT40 program, was forced to slow down at the finish to stage a tie with the other Ford cars. The publicity stunt cost him the win. A technicality gave first place to McLaren and Hume. Miles, the man who helped build the GT40, never won Le Mans. Months later, he would die testing the next Ford prototype. Let's talk mechanics. Let's talk design. The GT40's 427 cubic inch engine was a beast. Over 485 horsepower at the time, and nearly 500 pounds-feet of torque. That's in a car that weighed less than 2,500 pounds. Its aerodynamic shape, rear-mounted engine, and advanced braking system made it perfect for endurance racing. It could go over 200 mph, unheard of back then. It was low, mean, and hungry. Everything about the GT40 was made for domination. From the quick-change brake rotors to the modular body panels up, it was a pit crew's dream. This car wasn't built for flash. It was built to win. And it did. Not just once. The GT40 didn't stop at 66. Ford kept winning. 1967, the GT40 Mark IV, redesigned and even more powerful, won Le Mans with Dan Gurney and A.J. Foyt. 1968-1969, the GT40 MKE, the original, came back and still won under privateer teams. That's 4 straight wins at Le Mans. The legacy was sealed. Ferrari didn't win again until 2023. The GT40 isn't just a car, it's an icon. Collectors pay millions for an original. Replicas are everywhere. And in 2005, Ford released the Ford GT40, a spiritual successor that brought the GT40's design into the modern world. In 2016, the new Ford GT won Le Mans again 50 years after the original victory. Hollywood joined in. Ford v Ferrari, 2019, told the GT40's story to a new generation. Suddenly, everyone remembered the car that stopped Ferrari in its tracks. Why does the 1966 GT40 still matter? Because it wasn't just about cars, it was about pride, about ambition, about a group of engineers and racers who dared to take on the kings and win. It was the underdog with a V8 heart and American anger in its veins. The GT40 wasn't just fast, it was fearless. And in a world full of soulless machines, the GT40 reminds us, some cars aren't just built, they're born to conquer. If you've made it this far, you know we don't just talk about horsepower, we talk about heart. This was Autoscope. If you love this journey through time, hit that like button, subscribe for more legends of the road, and share this with someone who knows what real racing feels like. And remember, every machine has a story, and here at Autoscope, we tell the ones that matter. See you on the next drive.